Let's begin with a drum set. Listen for an explosive live sound. The snare should be crisp and the cymbals should ring.
I admire you when my living has a limit of desire to keep it going. I'm just knowing that my time with you makes a difference. How I'm feeling when I vibe with you. They can't divide us two. We got a bond like 007, right? Even on Devil's Night, you show me what the heavens like. Go ahead and spread your light, though I can barely see. I know you're there with me, my personal therapy. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. I'm just wishing that I had that too. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. Just to know you, I'm glad I do. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary, yeah. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary. You inspire me, look at you crazy when you tell me you admire me. Not an example for anybody to try to be. We'll call you bluff, but I know you wouldn't lie to me. Just a surprise to me, we got a bond tight, no one can come between. I have respect for you, you have your love for me, and that's enough for me. All I need to get by, let me be the method to your Mary J. Blige. So many times I felt defeated, you always know the right thing to say for when I need it. I wanna do the same thing for you to keep it even. You can call me anytime, you don't ever need a reason. I'm right here with you, never could forget you. All the things that we've been through, everything we went through, hey, none of it was simple, but I'm right here with you. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. I'm just wishing that I had that too. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. Just to know you, I'm glad I do. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary, yeah. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be a sanctuary.
Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 7:59 a.m. Look at that. See that? It's not even 8 o'clock yet. Like, they super ready today. That's right. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. We have news, coffee, we have water, we have security, we have protecting lives and property, we have sales consulting, We got a friend. Okay. We had a lot of things, but first of all, that first trail of superlatives could lead to our guest today, representing Alarm Detection Systems, Mr. Rodger Plant. How are you, sir?
I am great. Thank you very much.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Good morning to all of you great people. Dora Sanchez Soto, good morning to you. McCarty Mills recently celebrated 2 years of being a business. They are a great tap room and bottle shop located here in Aurora, 140 South River Street. They're also the location of our 2-year anniversary party. I went in there yesterday, had a couple of brewskis, and gave my love to the squad. So shout out to the Soto family, Alvin, Dora, and Devin. Okay, Gloria Gerardo is here. Good morning. Saul Olivas, good morning to you. John Schomer, Angelica Shapira, Kim San Julian, all of our friends are here. Maria Torito. All right. So, good to see you. We'll be talking about ADS and everything. But for the listeners, give a breakdown of just real quick who you are, where you're from, and what you do for ADS.
All right. Thank you very much. First of all, let me thank you for Curtis for having me here, and for the Good Morning Aurora family for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I also like to thank my good friend Angelica Guzman.
Yes.
Angelica is a specialist with Human Resources and Alarm Detection Systems, and the one that set this interview up for me. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Angelica. So my name is Rodger Plant. I am a senior sales consultant with Alarm Detection Systems located in Aurora, Illinois here. And my background is in law enforcement. I'm a former police detective with the police department. I'm married to a beautiful and my lovely wife, Siobhan, for 25 years. We have 2 adult children, William, who is attending Indiana Wesleyan University. He graduates this December.
All right.
And my daughter, Olivia, who is attending Drake University and studying law. And she's in her junior year. So we live in the DeKalb County area and work here in the Aurora area. So
Awesome. Congratulations to you, and much love to the family.
thank you.
Now, how long have you been with the Alarm Detection Systems?
So I've been with the Alarm Detection System going on 10 years now.
Okay.
So I started my career at Alarm Detection Systems, and then started off as a junior sales consultant.
Okay.
And then within 3 years, I was able to obtain the status of senior sales consultant. So
All right. Wow.
it's been very impressive.
Now, from law enforcement to working for ADS, how did that transition happen? I mean, hearing about it, it sounds kind of genius in a way, almost.
Yeah, it didn't happen quite that quick.
Right. As things never do, right?
As things never do. I started off in law enforcement, was in law enforcement for 14 years.
Right.
I then left law enforcement and went into private investigations.
Okay.
Did private investigations for a while, earned my license in private investigations, and then went on to work in the healthcare industry as a security supervisor, and left that and joined Alarm Detection Systems.
Okay.
So sales that I'm in now is not something I ever saw myself doing, but I once did get my while I was in law enforcement, I got my license, insurance license to sell insurance, and I think I sold about 3 policies, and that was my extent of selling. So it was kind of a stretch to make that stretch from law enforcement to security.
So doing sales, so are you attempting to sell services to newly acquired or formed businesses who have no security, or are you assessing businesses that could be doing better and selling them products, or is it a combination of the two?
It is a combination of the two. So we sell new systems to businesses that do not have alarm system, but we also manage and sell to business that does have systems, or a person is buying a building or a home, and a lot of time they do have a alarm system already installed in that home, we will go in and look at that and see if that's a system that we can take over or upgrade for them, and monitor it and get the system back running again for them.
So what can ADS offer that, I mean, people could get a alarm detection system? You can go to Walmart, right? I can just get a ding dong ring bell or something. What do I need? Come on, what can alarm detection system really do that my ding dong bell?
So alarm detection system does a lot more than just sell alarm system. We also service the systems as well. And some of the key things to the alarm industry is that number one, you should have an idea of what security needs you're looking for, what you need. Part of my job as a sales consultant is to come in and evaluate your business or your home, and then kind of point out some things that you might have overlooked or hadn't thought of. And I use both my experience as in law enforcement as well as my selling experience to do that, to look at a home or business and kind of point out some things that the customer might not have considered or thought about when thinking about that they need an alarm system. So one thing is you got to kind of know the industry, what you're looking for, and why that is important. And then another thing is I always tell customers never base your needs on price and price alone.
Right.
There's a lot of other things that you should consider when getting an alarm system. Do I need cameras? Do I need an access system? Those type of things. So.
Okay. All right. Now, in your working, in your experience, have you found that people are typically informed even at a novice level about their security needs, or are most people just going through it blindly and unsure of the, do people have a knowledge when they call or reach out to ADS of what they need, or are they just beginners, essentially?
Well, there's a spectrum of those who do know what they're looking for, and then people who have no idea of what they need when it comes to alarm system. That is, again, one of the things I think ADS sets themselves apart from other industries, that we do have sales consultants that do go out and meet with the customers and help them through that process. As far as information, our customers vary. A lot of customers with the internet, you can go on the internet and just about find anything you need, as well as find out about anything you need.
Right.
And so a lot of our customers are pretty knowledgeable about what they're looking for and what they think they should have to protect themselves. You just got to be careful, because not all alarm companies are the same. Not all products are the same. So that there's like anything, there's different aspects of every part of an alarm system. Some are more important than others,
right.
And then some things that you think you need, you really don't have to. You can kind of do without, or you can, an example of that would be something like glass breaks as opposed to a motion detector. What do I get? Do I need a contact? Do I need a motion detector? How many keypads do I need on my home, or how many keypads do I need on my business? So those type of things.
Okay. Now, having run many businesses, I've noticed that, and this may be a silly question just from a novice, but I've noticed that with the corporations, I worked in corporate America, their system of security always seemed to be tied into the overall security of the building. So that is to say, like, they may have a system on their unit on whatever floor that could potentially be set, like Securitas. They've got guys so their security system is like, we have the staff who are going to be doing the checking at your front door, at your middle lobby. are you able to have an ADS working within, like, can we order ADS for our unit if Securitas is doing the building?
No, so we don't have, security personnel
Okay.
doing the security.
Okay. Which I think was where I was trying to go with that. I
Right.
apologize.
Yeah. So we don't have security personnel. We more or less selling products and services to maintain your system.
Okay.
And then we do more than just security at Alarm Tech System. We also do fire safety, fire alarm systems, access systems. We do fire testing. And then we have our own lock shop here at Alarm Detection System as well. So
Your own lock shop.
yes, actually, Alarm Detection System started off with the lock shop, the locksmith shop, and then grew into the conglomerate it is today,
Really?
by Bob Boniface. Yes.
Good things have humble beginnings.
Yes, it did. It is. Yes, yes. So my knowledge of the history of ADS, it started off as a grocery store, and then it went into he went into the alarm business.
What, did he get
Through the
robbed or
company.
something at the grocery store?
No, I don't think he got robbed. I think the grocery store probably wasn't feeding his family as best
Of
as
course,
it could.
right.
So alarm system. I don't know that for a fact. That's my interpretation.
Okay.
Of it, but
Good morning to all of you viewers at home. Good morning. Good morning. We have Mr. Plant here. Good morning to all of you
good
guys.
morning.
Dora Sanchez Soto says, my brother-in-law Ricky Soto is a staple with ADS. He's worked in installation for almost 30 years. We love ADS. Shout out to ADS. And my friend William Miller III is here. Good morning, Aurora, and happy Monday. Thank you very much to you as well, sir. Go U.S. Army. Okay, so did you, and I'm going to ask you next about some of the different packages, products, and services, but in law enforcement, doing what you do now, are you able to see any deficiencies in what you encountered with security and folks over your history? Are you able to see now, like, wow, your average liquor store, for example, is a lot more integrated with a better security system than how it used to be back in the day? The store owner had a bat or something like that.
Correct. Right.
Are things looking better on that front, or?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The technology is the one thing that in our business that is continues to grow and continue to change our industry. Alarm system, 10, 15 years ago was just the panel and the devices itself. Well, now you have cameras that are attached to the alarm system, so we can get what we call video verification. So if your alarm system goes off, we can pull up your cameras or send a copy of. I'm sure you can go on YouTube and see it. You can see copies of people actually in the business and what they look like, and so the industry has changed tremendously from what it used to be 10, 15 years ago, and it continues to change every day with the products and service that comes out.
What are some of the packages so you do homes and commercial businesses?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. What are some of the packages for home? I need a system.
Okay.
I got a poodle, and I got my frying pan that Big Mom and them gave me. But I'm thinking I could do better with my security. So what is my what am I looking at? What's my starter kit?
Your starter kit, Curtis, starts with me.
Okay. Oh, hit the clap.
When you say what does alarm detector system has that no other company has, Rodger.
Okay, my man.
But it's all seriousness, and I was serious.
I know
but
you.
I
know.
In all seriousness, though, a basic alarm system does consist of a panel, door contacts, and a motion. And then you can add different types of devices like glass breaks and sump pump sensors and stuff like that along with that. But the basic alarm system is your contacts and your motion detector. So what I would do, I would come to your home. I would look at how many doors you have. we want to contact the perimeter of the residence. That's number one. So contacting all the doors is very important.
Right.
We want to look at the windows. If there's windows that an intruder can break into easily, or it's on a lower level, we will consider putting a glass break or window sensor on that particular window. The next thing we want to do is utilize the motions very effectively. The motions detect motion inside the perimeter, so we want to put those in the right places so that anyone that comes into the residence would hopefully pass that motion. So if they by some circumstance got around the door contact because they came through the roof or came through a window that wasn't protected, that motion detector will act as a backup. And a lot of times we in the alarm industry, alarm detection system does own and operate their own central station. So we're monitoring your alarm system right here in Aurora, right at our central station as well. And so they use the device to determine whether do we have a active intruder, or is it just a motion that goes off because a bird got into the house, or
the person has a pet, perhaps.
A pet. And there are devices that we use for if you have a pet. You don't have to get rid of your pet to get an alarm system. There are pet immune devices that we can use, motion sensors that we can use in the home as well, that will allow you to still have your pet and still have an alarm system. So.
Right. Good. Now, is that pretty much the same? What's the difference between that and like the business package? Because if for my business, if there's an alley behind here, it's not well lit. Somebody comes in, I'd want to be able to capture their motion and camera. Is it pretty much the same, or what's the differences there?
Yeah. So the application for a home, a basic business, 500 square feet or less business, you probably use the same type of system that you would use in a residence. You might have a few more added devices because of the layout of the business. Right. But for the most part, a smaller business will use a similar system as you would put in a home. However, when you get into a bigger application, bigger business, the application is totally different. The system that we will put into a home is so much different than the system we would put into a business. Number one, most businesses have a warehouse space as well as they have the office space. So and they have trucks that come in or deliveries that come to the warehouse that even after hours. So you have to design a system that will allow you to disarm the system for the delivery, yet keep the office portion of the business where you might have important documents and things of that nature. You want to keep that business. So we use what is called a partition system, where you can have the same system that does both portions of the building. Okay. So so a business system we would use will be much different. More devices. There's more operation, more friendlier for that particular business. So.
Okay. Now, with that being said, and ADS doing the monitoring, that's 24 hours a day.
Yes, 24 hours a day, 365.
What's the procedure when it comes to escalating an issue with law enforcement to go to a business? I'm sure we'd like to not have frivolous calls and that kind of thing, but what's the kind of standard of measure when it comes to that?
Well, one thing I didn't mention earlier, you talked about guards. ADS does have what we call runner service for our local business. Like here in Aurora, we do have what is called runner service, which means if you're out of town and your alarm system go off and you do have the runner service, we will have a guard, if you, for lack of a better word, go to check out the business if it's something that was not a active alarm. There's parts of the alarm system that again tell us whether or not we have an active alarm or whether it's just a rodent going off. For instance, utilizing both the motion detector and the contacts in together, or using the glass breaks and the contacts together.
Right.
Those type of things will let us know that.
Sure.
But the typical process for that is your alarm goes off. Normally you'll get a phone call from your alarm company asking if everything is okay. If there's a problem, then the police are dispatched, or if we cannot contact someone on the call list, the police are always dispatched to do a well-being check or
Right.
residence or business check.
Okay, because and with that being said, it seems like it could be pretty helpful. That discretion and that knowledge is really key. If you have a peanut factory with a motion detector, could most likely be a rodent.
Correct. It could be.
A bank having a glass break is most likely not good.
It costs some
Could
concern.
potentially be robbery.
But again, that's
Right.
where things like video verification
Sure.
is important, and that's where things like having you talked about, a person can go and they can buy devices on the internet and put their devices in their home and monitor themselves. Yeah, they could. However, you lose that advantage that you have with a company like Alarm Detection System, where you have 30, 40, 50 years of experience in some of our technicians and some of our central station operators who you can go on our website at adsalarm.com and there's awards that I can't even begin to describe that ADS has received as a result of their Central Station Service Awards for quick response and how they respond to, and that professionalism that ADS has with how they handle customer and how they handle different situations.
That's what you're getting. All right, the time is 8:22. I have some of those local headlines to deliver to our listeners and our dear friends. Anna Tredrea, good morning to you, dear friend. Anna is the proprietor of Spots on the Fox. Get to know our friends of Spots on the Fox. They are your one-stop shopping location online for all of our great towns around here. Batavia, shouts out. St. Charles, what's happening? Geneva, can you feel me? Like they do here in Aurora. Okay. And then I want to say hi to Joe Jackson, Maria Banuelos, and Aisha Saxon. Okay, listen up, ladies and gentlemen. I got some good news for everybody. The Aurora American Legion Band will perform a free concert at 3 p.m. on May 28th at West Aurora High School. Roosevelt-Aurora American Legion Post 84 has partnered with the American Legion Band to stage the concert. The band has been in rehearsal during the winter and spring to prepare for its 85th season. Yikes. This concert is being hosted by the Roosevelt-Aurora American Legion Post 84 to honor service members currently serving around the globe. The band will perform patriotic standards as well as other pieces. As long as they play It's a Long Way to Tipperary, I'll Be Happy. Now, I know that's a British ballad. Curtis, we're not British. Well, given the time when it was made, I think it's patriotic enough. In 1937, this is a quote from Commander Mike Eckberg. In 1937, a pair of World War I veterans from Roosevelt-Aurora Post 84 formed a cadet band comprising of high school musicians. It is our honor to host the band's first concert post-pandemic and bring back the patriotic songs that everyone in the community will enjoy. The band performs primarily during the summer months in concerts and parades around the Fox Valley. It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way. Now, here's the, here it is. Now, also, I told you guys just last week on Friday about the Kane County Fits for Kids community garden plots. Check it out. Once again, available to Kane County residents for a small fee. At the Kane County Fit for Kids community gardens are these plots on the 1300 block of North Highland Avenue in Aurora. The site includes 105 individual 10-foot by 15-foot plots available for $17. Yes, you heard it correctly. $17. Y'all paying more for that at Starbucks. I see what you get sometimes. $23 for coffee and a scone. So yeah, $17 for the 2022 growing season through October 31st. Families are responsible for maintaining their garden by planting, weeding, watering, and harvesting. Water is also available on site. Kane County Fit for Kids Gardens started more than a decade ago. It is an effort to reduce the rate of childhood obesity by providing access to affordable fresh fruits and vegetables to all Kane County residents. For more information about the program, you can call 630-264-7653. The number again is 630-264-7653. The time is now 8:25 a.m. Oh, actually, you know what? I got one more thing. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me just skip this. Okay, yeah, here it is. Yes, early voting. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Early voting for primary elections underway in Aurora area. Early voting started last week on Thursday. And here it is Monday. Have you voted yet? Yeah, for the June 28th primary election, Illinois voters will select their party nominees for every statewide office in the primary election. Voters also can cast ballots for one U.S. Senate seat, 2 seats on the Illinois Supreme Court, all 17, of Illinois representatives in Congress, every state senator and representative in the General Assembly, and many county and judicial offices, as well as some referendum questions. The primary election sets the stage for the general election on November 8th. Right around the corner from Good Morning Aurora is the Kane County Clerk office at 5 East Downer Place, Suite F. And like I told you on Friday, if you go there, you are 68 feet away from Good Morning Aurora. The time is 8:26. Okay. So Sheila Johnson's here. Good morning to you, Sheila. All right. So how can people contact you and ADS?
So you can contact me personally at ADS. My cell phone is 630-202-9835. I don't mind giving that out. Use it. I'll give that again, 630-202-9835.
Gotta do it twice for the radio.
That's right. You can also contact our main office. And someone, one thing again, ADS sets itself apart from other alarm industries, that you always get a live person that answers the phone through our customer service, and that they'll be able to direct you to me or any of the other sales consultants that can come out and give you a free, and I did say free, estimate on your security and fire services.
Okay. Now, can we, with if it's possible, what have been some of the success stories? And have you worked with anybody famous? Has Dennis Rodman hit you up like, yo, my apartment needs a camera?
No. However, yes, I have. But if I tell you who they are, I'll either have to kill you or kill myself.
All right, I feel you. No, we don't need none of that.
We don't want that. So
yeah. It's the last episode of Good Morning Aurora. It was Johnny Depp. In this area, I guess, how far is the reach of ADS? Like, are you people in? I mean, we're here in Aurora, but can Batavia folks service? I mean, are there limits to service?
ADS service the state of Illinois, really.
Okay.
We do some of Wisconsin, and I think we do most of Indiana as well.
Okay.
So ADS is not. We also have I should have mentioned earlier. We also have I'll call it our sister station, but we also have a company in Colorado ADS and that company really they purchased Safe Systems from Colorado. Is now ADS as well. And we can monitor their services as well as they can monitor our service. So if we ever had a serious incident in the Illinois area where our services were to go down for any reason, most of our customers will still receive service through our Colorado branch and vice versa. I know recently there were some fires in Colorado, which caused the ADS branch to close for a stint. Or had to be evacuated due to the fires, and those customers in Colorado receive services same services, same days, next day services from our Illinois branch, so and vice versa. So
Okay, so there's no disruption in service.
no disruptions in service.
Okay, that's good to know. That's probably one of the most helpful, comforting pieces of mind thing. You also mentioned that anytime you call, you're going to get a live person.
Correct.
Just as genius. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, because if somebody's calling, there is an issue or a perceived issue.
Yes, and even for services, that again, ADS service department is. I mean, I've been worked in a lot of insurance industries, but I would say that it's top.
Yeah.
That's got to be right up there. ADS is probably the 16th out of 100 alarm companies. They're ranked 16 out of 100 alarm companies in the state. So they're doing something right over there. I can assure you of that.
Okay. Now, also, is there a bestseller? Because I know because you're in sales.
Correct.
So, not wanting to guess what you do. Like, what's the pitch? Right? What's the pitch? I'm on the fence. So can we role play for the audience? So, all right, you're at my new business. Like, okay, let me get $2,000. I don't know, man. I got a baseball bat. I got a pit bull. I can just let him sleep here at the night. What do I need to? I'm on the fence. Get me off the fence. Sell me.
First of all, you need Rodger. Number one, you need Rodger. Second of all, you need the experience that I bring to the table as far as explaining to you why there'll be a situation in which your pit bull might not be the best application for an alarm system at that time. Your baseball bat might not be the best application for an alarm system at that time. Number one, the alarm system does one of two things. It gives you a sense of security. And secondly, it allows, if your system is being monitored by a central station like alarm system has, it lets you know that help is on the way. So that when that alarm system goes off, you know that the police are on their way, and that's a sense that that's something that everyone, because it can, having been in law enforcement for as long as I have, it always seems like to the victim or the person that's making the stress call that it's taking forever. That it seems like nobody's going to get here to help me. Right. And when that alarm goes off, I can tell you that a lot of times, 90% of the times, that law enforcement is on the way. And so that what seems like can be a lifetime to a person in a crisis is really usually a matter of seconds, if not minutes, before help is there for them. Right. And that's very crucial to our industry and to our customers.
Right. You sold me. Good. Thank you very much for that. So you now you were a private detective.
Yes.
I played one on TV.
Oh.
Yeah. Kind of not the same thing. What is, in your personal opinion, what is the level of preparedness amongst people, homes, just in general? Are you able to spot the deficiencies at homes that already exist or sites when you go there?
Yes, that is, again, that's where the law enforcement part of me really helps in what I'm doing now. Because there's things that, again, if you're in your home, you go in your home every day, you get used to the things that are there, and you tend to overlook things that a person looking in from the outside wouldn't overlook. For instance, you can have shrubs growing in front of your house, and they're pretty to you. But if you have the trained eye come in there and say, hey, those shrubs in front of that window can be a hazard, or could be a point of interest or a person that an intended intruder.
Right.
And the same thing when you might have we are creatures of habit, so we get used to if a window lash breaks, we don't feel like fixing it. You don't know how to fix it, or it's really not bothering me. Then that window lash can be like that for weeks, months, years, because we're so used to it. We don't,
Right.
It's okay with us. But that could be a point of interest for an intruder. So I would notice that. I would point that out and say, hey, you got a door here that don't really close. It not only does it not lock,
right,
it don't even close.
Right.
And you've been dealing with that door for years, so you're used to it. So it's no problem to you.
Right.
So those are the type of things that, again, that having the right, sales, person come out and looking at your business can point out to you. And I know I use homes a lot, but again, it's the same thing for a business. You can have a roof flash that you never even thought someone will climb up on your roof and come in through the roof to your business. But that is a point of interest that a intruder would know and would use.
People do, complacency.
Yes.
Complacency. People don't think.
Mm-hmm.
They don't think anybody would do that. People will do that.
They would.
Crime.
They would.
Crime is ridiculous.
Yes,
it's ridiculous in its ingenuity sometimes.
Yes. And again, being a law enforcement, when I started my career at Alarm Detection System, it really did go in hand in hand with what I did, because as in law enforcement, I help people.
Right.
That's what you did. You pointed out things to people. You told them how to be safe, and I'm doing that same thing today.
What is the biggest impact that COVID has had in your profession?
That's a very good question. Prior to COVID occurring and happening, ADS had moved toward doing some things that really, allowed us as sales representatives to be equipped to deal with COVID a little bit better. Mm-hmm. For an example, we, a couple years ago, we went to, when I first started at ADS, we didn't have laptop computers and things like that. Everything was paper and pen, and we went into having a system. We used a system that allowed us to be able to work from home, basically, if we needed to, or work mobilely if we needed to. So when COVID occurred, having that ability to do that just really went into place really well. For businesses, it really, what we saw in change, that businesses now were doing things a lot differently than they did it before. For instance, I'll give you an example: nail shops. It was, the door was open, come on in and make you an appointment, and then they had to go to, you only could have so many people in your business at a time, so they needed something to to be able to monitor who's coming in the building at what time and how many people are coming in the building at the time. So we sell a device, an access system with door buzzer that allowed them to, still be able to communicate and have that communication with their customers, but be able to control without having to get up and go open the door and stuff like that. So there was a lot of businesses that unfortunately closed and weren't able to be opened. They never thought they needed an alarm system because they were open all the time. And then we had to, they called us to install alarm systems because their business were now closed. Yeah. Those type of things. Now that, and when that happened, we saw that a lot of things that people didn't think they got because of the pandemic, and now they see that it's a very vital part of their business now.
Right.
Having an alarm system, having an access system it has become part of their business now.
The peace of mind.
Yes.
The peace of mind.
Yes.
You don't want to be, you get robbed. You don't want to be saying, man, I should have called, right?
Better to have it not to need it than need it not to have it.
Exactly. When the police want to see your camera footage,
yes,
but you have no cameras.
Yes. And again, that's the technology. That's where technology, 10 years ago, we talked about the chain 10 years ago, there was no such thing as a Ring doorbell or and cameras,
Right.
wireless cameras and stuff, and that all that stuff is on the market now, and we do offer that ADS. And available to people to help them, better manage their business.
What are some of your highlights? I know that you couldn't, you can't tell us about famous people. Maybe some of not the greatest hits due to discretion and everything. But what can you share with just some of the? Because I guess you don't want to say who has ADS and who does not have ADS.
Right.
But can you give us any of the just successes that are shareable?
Yeah, we do get if a business that has a system is vandalized or burglarized, we get a notification. Normally, get a notification of that, and it's a good feeling to know that I sold somebody or assisted somebody with a system that helped protect their business, that was able to give them some that security that they were intending to get when they contact me. So that's a very good feeling. The other thing I think is the typical day of a salesperson in general. Is it can be long work, it can be hard work, but it can be very rewarding work as well. I pretty much tend to start my day off with some meditation and then move into exercise, and then I start planning my day. I start planning my day the day before, 2 days before, even just to keep up with the leads that I might get or the prospecting that I might do that day, and the most important thing is the follow up.
Right.
It's more than just selling alarm system. It's really about relationships.
Of course.
It is really about
imagine.
going out and meeting with people and learning about people and learning about people's needs. And I don't ever really go to sell anybody anything. I really go to find out what their needs are, and then to see if I can assist them, if we have a product or service that can assist them in making their lives better. And that's what it's really all about.
I'm sure that being a former detective and police officer helps.
It helps.
Okay.
It does help. It does help. But we have representative in our company that of all backgrounds.
Sure.
And some of the people I work with, some of my coworkers are just are top notch, and I learned so much from them. As far as I knew nothing about, man, I had an alarm system in my home. I'm not going to tell you the company I had, but I had their company in my home prior to going to work for Alarm Detection Systems. And if you had asked me prior to going to work for Alarm Detection System what a motion detector is, I couldn't tell you. And I had one in my home. I didn't know what it was. So I've learned so much about the fire industry, the services that you need just to open a business, just to have your fire testing. That's an annual thing that has to be done, and I didn't know that.
Right.
I walk into a business, and now I go and sit down in a business with my wife, and I'm looking around. I walked in here. I'm noticing you got. I also noticed that you had alarm detection system sticker on your door, so you guys.
Yeah.
So
record time.
great.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Very much so.
I said, all right, I'm in
Very
the right
much
place
so.
here. But just being able to sit down and know, hey, this business has fire protection. They have a sprinkler system, those type of things. And I'm wondering who's servicing that.
Right.
It's hard to not do now. So.
Oh yeah. I ran an escape room company for many years before the pandemic and everything, and I think our company was Vivint that we had. Anyway, we had rear cameras, front cameras. And then we had motion detection and everything. And then, I was able to monitor my employees, mics all over the place. So I myself, when I go different places, I always check out too. But I do that because, I've always, property crimes happen a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Miscellaneous crime. I think a lot of times folks confuse a burglary with a crime wave.
Mm-hmm.
And miscellaneous vandalism and stuff like that happens all the time.
Yes, it does.
That's a nuisance to the store owner,
Mm-hmm.
but that's far and away. That's a country mile from a robbery
Yes, yes.
or the type of calls I'm sure ADS gets and the type of large client and thing like that. So I like to let people know the small things that they can do to protect them. Like don't walk around with your hands in your pockets. Don't be standing here with your keys and you got your back turned to your business that you're going into at night.
Right.
Don't do that. Like, I think I would encourage anybody to get an alarm detection system unit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of the small things people can do will help them as well. Because
I totally agree with you 100%. And one of the biggest, I think, technology things that has changed over the last 10 years at least is the ability to you can arm and disarm your system right from your phone. I said earlier, we're a creature of habits. So if I own a business, I drive to the business the same way every day. I get out of my car, I walk up to the business the same. I don't really, if I'm comfortable, again, like I said, you get so comfortable doing something, you just do it all the time. You don't even think about doing it. You don't notice somebody standing, 2 feet from you or anything like that. And we were just a habit. Well, with the technology now, I can disarm that system before I even go into the door. Or I can check and see if I'm busy and I leave. I can notice that my system is not armed. I can tell when my employees come in with the right cameras in the right spot. The reality is, and it's a sad reality, but it's a reality that 30% of, according to the Better Business Bureau, 30% of businesses go out of business because of internal theft.
Wow.
Internal theft.
Wow.
Not because the robber came in and robbed them or vandalized their business, but it's walking out of their back. The products are walking out their back door.
Right.
Something that cameras could help people solve.
Right. Yikes, man. 30%. Holy cow. All right. So as mentioned, the time is 8:47 a.m. Good morning, all of you great people, for tuning in. Emily is here. Pumpkin Sims is here. Good morning. And Tracy Duran. Good morning to you, dear friend. Tracy Duran is a local author and historian. She's a dear friend of the show. She's also on the board of the Aurora Fire Museum. So shout out to Tracy Duran. Okay, now I was gonna, as I mentioned, I want to ask you and get your opinion on technology. It's getting better with using crime, and it's social media. So, where do you see technology going in security in the next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? What's coming next with it?
Well, I've seen the industry go from devices being hardwired, where we had to run a wire from each device to the panel, whether the panel was in the attic or in the basement. We had to run a wire to that, to what we have now was our wireless system. So we don't have to run wires anymore. We've seen the technology move from the keypad on the wall to the keypad on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I would venture to say that with the cameras and your computers, and then now your phone can do everything, I just see it going to a point where you don't need as many devices as you do now.
Right.
Devices, the alarm systems are still, again, a good alarm system, a basic alarm system, it's probably about $1 a day, or $2 a day now. It used to be $1 a day with inflation.
Right.
They're $2 a day now. But I see it going to the point where again, right now there's a cost to put in an alarm system. How many devices you have, the bigger your business, the higher your cost is. And I can see where we're going to a area where, you have a motion detector that not only take care of, this room, but it can take care of this room and a room next door to you as well because of the technology. So you won't need as many devices. We won't have to install as many devices. That cut down on your install time and cut down on your call services if those devices need to be repaired.
Okay.
So that's where I see us going in the future.
Very cool. All right, the time is 8:50 a.m. So I have another quick piece of news to deliver to these great listeners. This is a good conversation, and I hope that all of you go home, take a look around, text your husband right now, honey, how's our home system looking? Upgrade.
Yes.
Okay, news coming up, ladies and gentlemen. So let me get this to you. Coming up on June 12th is the Aurora Pride Parade Community Market. Do you sell unique handcrafted items like artwork, jewelry, clothing, and candles, etc.? Well, you can be a vendor. This is brought to us by Indivisible Aurora. This is coming up 2022. Pride Parade will be on June 12th. June 12th. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Also, our friends of Hotel Indigo in Naperville are hiring. You can apply now at 120 Water Street, Naperville. Ask for Liz Barunda. She's the HR manager, and she's a friend of ours. Her number is 331-401-5510. Yeah. So mention that you heard it on Good Morning Aurora. Who knows? You might just get that job. Like, yeah, next, what are you hiring for? Oh, where'd you hear it? Good Morning Aurora. Oh, right this way, Mr. Smith. Okay. And then last but not least, today is the day. The May Social Justice Committee meeting is taking place. Join State Representative Barbara Hernandez and Katrina Ball with the People's Lobby, who will be leading a discussion on the Pretrial Fairness Act. We have the flyer. I'll make another post for that so that you guys can check that out. The time is now 8:51 a.m. You're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. The only place where you can get it all right here. You can even get tips on home security.
That is correct.
All right. Now, with our last piece of questioning that I have for you, I'll ask you, because I told you you're going to get the word of the day, too. I'll ask you, what did you like most about your career in law enforcement?
What did I like most? Again, helping people.
Okay.
I really enjoyed being there for people, especially in their, when you call the police, it's usually because you're in a stressful situation. Not always.
Right.
But majority of the time, you're in a stressful situation. So being able to go there and be some sense of calmness for that person, be able to, answer some questions, give them some direction. Those are the things I really enjoy. And again, it really piggybacks with what I do right now.
Okay. Is that enjoyment the same doing this?
Actually, I think this is better.
Okay.
I don't get the,
All right. That's what I was looking for. That's what I wanted to see if they were okay.
Because I'm a person that has always challenged myself, and I love competition. And so I do both of that in this profession. I challenge myself every day. In sales, I play games with myself. I want to go out and prospect. I want to meet. I don't say I want to go out and sell to 10 new people today. I want to go out and meet 10 new people today.
Right.
And it's amazing the you go to a warehouse and you run into the maintenance man there, and you go in and you ask him about the fire services or the alarm services, and that guy probably hasn't talked to anybody all day or all week,
right,
or all month. And and you can sit down with him. I don't just go and get that information and leave. I'll sit down and we'll talk, and you'd be amazed at how many things we all have in common. We'll have those just conversations just like you and I are having here today, and it's a beautiful thing to get to know people.
Yeah.
Curtis, this is awesome. I just met a friend, just made a friend.
Yes, yeah, exactly, exactly, yeah.
That's what I enjoy mostly about what I do now, and that's why it's different, because I'm, law enforcement, again, you're running, you're going from call to call to call to call. They say law enforcement is nothing more than, a full day of boredom interrupted by a call.
Right, right.
But law enforcement, but in the security business, that again, it is what you make it, and I really enjoy going out and meeting people and getting to know people, and then being able to help them whatever their needs are. So.
You're the first person I've interviewed in security, and you're also the first person I've interviewed with a long law enforcement background doing both. So, you're first guest today. So that's why I was kind of asking about the law enforcement. I know you're doing ADS now.
Yes.
But I mean, that's pretty, for a person like me on the outside looking in, that could seal the deal for me. That would seal the deal for me.
Thank you.
Like that would actually seal if I was skeptical, that would seal the deal for me.
Thank you.
So no, I think that's really good, and I think it's awesome. Plus, I also wanted to ask about that because if there's any young person watching, as I've always said on this show, one of the best ways to make a dent in your community is to be the police. You could be the police. You actually could. So I'm glad that you're here. The time is 8:55 a.m. I want to say real quick before we go that I'd like to, before I give you the final word, I want to say thank you to a dear friend of the show. She is an awesome person. She and I also used to intern at the same place for the same person once upon a time in history. And she is an awesome person. She set up this great day today. And that trail of superlatives could lead to only one person, our friend behind the camera, Angelica Guzman. Yes. Right. She is a friend of the show, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate her very much because people like Angelica and people like you are what helps our show to grow. So we appreciate it, man.
Thank you again for having me.
The time is now 8:56. The show ends on a positive note. What is your message today to the people of Aurora this beautiful Monday?
So first of all, thank you again, Curtis, for having me. This has been a blast. I really enjoyed this. This is what I really call a good morning breakfast. And second of all, thank your audience at Good Morning Aurora for having me and listening to me. And I hope that I've shared something about my passion, about the company I work for, and the passion of the owner that started this company, Mr. Bob Boniface, and what we do for a living. And, at ADS, we do not believe that your house, your community, your business should be subjected to theft, burglary, or vandalism. So as a former police detective and an expert security consultant, I believe that ADS has some of the best products and services to help you service your business or your home today. I think give us a call, see if we can come out and point you in the right direction, and see where it goes.
That's awesome. All right, thank you very much, man. Well, it's Monday. We appreciate our guests for coming on. We hope that you guys all learned something, and we also hope that for our friends of ours who are just starting new businesses, Cottonseed Creative Exchange, y'all got a new location. Seriously consider a professional upgrade to your system. If you already have one, get to know ADS and let them know you heard about it here on Good Morning Aurora. Thank you very much to all of our fans, listeners, subscribers, friends of the show, colleagues, elected officials, and community partners. We really appreciate it. Last week was a great week. This one is going the same way. Take care of yourself and each other.
Thank you.